We've had some fantastic feedback on the content already posted on this channel, so many thanks for that. But also one or two people who've been left a little bit dubious about what retromodernism actually is all about. So this video explains just that in a nutshell. In one line, retromodernism is any art form combining classical or period codes with original ideas and techniques. To get a fix on how that works, let's look at a picture by London-based artist Magnus Gjoen. Roses Are Dead is characteristic of Magnus's work. It presents classical elements in a wholly original format. We'll get to the detail on that shortly, but for now, here's three questions. Firstly, what's the story behind this superbly crafted image? Secondly, how is that representative of retromodernism? And thirdly, why should we care? Well, I'd like you to open your minds, if you would, to a super inclusive creative genre which embraces fine art, design, architecture, fashion, film, photography, music and a whole lot more. It's a genre that's defined by three principles channeled through the artist to create one unique visual story. Firstly, there's imprinting, and that's everything that registers on the artist's psyche from birth, shaping the mind and unconsciously guiding creative instinct. Inspiration is images, styles and codes from the past which resonate with the artist's own aesthetic and are consciously selected as an integral part of the work. Implementation is then how these two strands come together in an original expression fusing classical and modern. Materials and techniques are also key here. Imprinting then is unique, it's personal and complex. Magnus, for example, travelled a lot as a child, eyes wide open, and in particular to Italy. He has degrees in fashion design and once worked for Vivienne Westwood. And these are just four details which already set him up with a totally unique take on life. Research is also a constant factor, leading him to the discovery of buried treasures and the unlocking of new ideas. So that's the inspiration, and here let's begin to talk about the skull. We can relate to skulls quite easily, says Magnus. We have a fascination, after all, for the dead and the afterlife. And the skull's been present in art ever since, well, at least since the classical age, as a memento mori, as it's called, a symbolic reminder that death awaits us all ultimately. This amazing mosaic floor was discovered at Pompeii, the city destroyed by the volcano Vesuvius in 79 AD, and it's a perfect representation of the Hellenistic concept that we're all equal in death. A little later, so-called vanitas paintings were popular in the plague-ridden Middle Ages, where people were encouraged to consider and reflect on their message. Here are two examples then, the first by Flemish painter Bartholomeus Sprenger, who was an exponent of Northern Mannerism. And the second is by Antonio de Pereda, a Spanish Baroque-era painter. And you can see the relationship and the message with the skulls. In Still Life with a Skull by Philippe de Champaigne, the memento mori is pared down to essentials: the clean background, the skull, the hourglass, and significantly, a cut tulip in a vase. Cut flowers are also an important inspiration element for Magnus's work. This painting by Dutch painter Jan van Heesum is a very typical choice favoured by Magnus for a variety of his subjects. We see the process then, where the artist marries his own persona with specifically chosen symbols of past mastery, breathing new life into both the image and the symbolism of the original source elements. That fusion of elements and the very special alchemy of imprinting, inspiration and implementation are precisely what defines retromodernism. The value of the resulting work is obvious to anybody who loves art, and it's also the answer to my third question: why should we care? Retromodernism gives us a new guidebook, if you like, for appreciating not only contemporary art and design, but also past glories. Besides the immediate enjoyment of the artwork in front of us, we open a portal to deeper knowledge of art, history, and human psychology. I shall be doing a follow-up to this video on the use of skulls in art throughout history, also with some more examples obviously of Magnus's fantastic work. So I hope that's been enjoyable for you and informative. Please do click like if it has, leave comments or questions in the section below, and please subscribe to show your appreciation if you're enjoying this series. I'd highly recommend having a further look at Magnus Gjoen's work, and in fact you'll find a link to his website in the descriptions below, along with a link to our own website and links to some other cool stuff that's been mentioned in this video. That's it. Stay safe, stay curious, and see you again. Bye-bye for now.